everybody, it's Brandon again. So today we're going to be taking a look at a Linux distribution that was recommended to me in the comments of one of my other videos. This is Ultramarine Linux. As you can see, I've installed it on this 2011 MacBook Air, which is not a very powerful machine, but it runs this Linux distribution actually pretty good. So Ultramarine, I'm looking at their website right here. It's easy to find. Just Google Ultramarine Linux. This is a distribution that's based on Fedora. This is version 36, so it's based on Fedora 36. But they say it just works and they give sane defaults and make it easy to use. So it's kind of like a beginner's Fedora, even though I don't think Fedora is hard to begin with. But let's take a look at this thing. I went to download, and as you can see, they have different spins for whatever distribution you might like. There's a GNOME, a Pantheon, never even heard of Pantheon, Lapis. I guess they don't have a KD. They don't have everything. I must be behind on Linux because I haven't even heard of half these desktops. I got the default one, the flagship edition, and it came with Budgie desktop, which I really haven't heard of either. So that shows how out of the loop I've been with Linux. So yeah, this is the flagship edition. Let me close out of this. It has a dark theme by default. It gives you Firefox by default. All I did was install this, and I installed the updates that it had. I didn't install any other software, so let's just take a look at what this is going to come with out of the box. As you can see, the interface kind of looks like Windows, in my opinion. It's got a button that looks like a start button, and you get your thing here. This menu kind of reminds me of the XFCE menu in a way. If we go to all, let's see what the calculator looks like. I use a calculator all the time. How pretty, right? That's probably the GNOME calculator. A lot of this stuff looks like GNOME applications with just a different theme. You got Cheese for your webcam. Yeah, it looks like you get all the standard GNOME apps. Here's the files. That looks like GNOME files. Firefox is your browser, like I said. You got gedit for your text editor. Pretty standard. You got the LibreOffice out of the box. Let's see how that looks with the theme here. As you can see, everything's running pretty good. You guys have probably noticed I've had Chrome OS Flex on this device at times in the past. You can tell probably just right off the bat the Linux applications are an order of magnitude faster on this thing using actual Linux versus going through Chrome OS. So I mean, the writer looks reasonable. Let's see if I can find the close button behind my face here. What else do we come with out of the box besides the LibreOffice? Maps, probably GNOME Maps, GNOME Photos, screenshot software. Let's look at the software center. This is also the standard GNOME software, and I'm guessing it's probably going to have all the standard Fedora repositories. And there's actually a lot in Fedora. And Fedora has a very good Flatpak support out of the box. I don't know if FlatHub is enabled on this. Let's look at software repositories and see what we got. It might take a minute here. If this doesn't come with FlatHub already, that's very easy to enable. So we got the Fedora Flatpaks. Oh, it says FlatHub. I'm just seeing, looks like we have RPM Fusion here already. I wonder, let's go explore. If you wanted Steam, is it just going to be right in there? Let's say search. Steam. Yeah. So it looks like you can install Steam pretty easily right out of the box just from the software center. I'm not going to mess with that. What about Minecraft? You got Minecraft? Yeah, so it looks like it's got everything from FlatHub. Yeah, that's coming from FlatHub. So this is actually pretty good. So right out of the box with this thing, you're probably going to be able to install most Linux applications you want fairly easily without even looking in the command line. I haven't even opened the terminal since I installed this. Let's take a look at the, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this Budgie, or maybe that's how you pronounce it, this Budgie desktop. I don't particularly like it. I'd probably like GNOME better myself, but it does let you have a desktop with icons on it, which GNOME does not, without extensions, so that's something. The log off power button is kind of here in the corner, and these icons are all kind of scrunched together, so it's not probably the nicest to click on, but I'm just nitpicking here. Let's see if I can show my battery percentage. That's not bad. So yeah, if you guys watch my channel for a while, you probably heard me say a time or two that Fedora is my favorite Linux distribution. Ultramarine, from what I can tell, is just a nice skin on Fedora. They kind of have the centered icons on your taskbar here. It kind of reminds me of Windows 11. Maybe that's kind of the look they're going for. And it looks like it's going to be fairly easy to download and install any software you want to look at. So if there's anything you guys want me to test with this Ultramarine Linux, let me know. From what I can tell, this is probably a pretty good distribution, especially if you're new to Linux. I would compare it favorably against that Zorin Linux, which we looked at on the channel here. Zorin is based on Ubuntu. This is based on Fedora. I like Fedora better. This has a, I think, nicer looking theme than Zorin, so I'll give it that. If you're going to install this and you're downloading software online, not through the Software Center, since it is Fedora, you're going to want to download the RPM packages for it. But yeah, if you have an old, slow device like I do here, like I said, this is a 2011 MacBook Air. You've probably seen here, this runs really smooth. I'm not having any hiccups or anything. Applications I've opened, it just kind of come right up, and it's got everything you need for a good desktop. I think this would be a good choice for not just beginners, but anybody really. Me personally, I would just use regular Fedora, but I like GNOME now. I hated it at first, but I've gotten used to it. But if you're just coming from Windows, this is probably a little more familiar. GNOME, you got to kind of do the gestures and moving your mouse to the corner and stuff like that. And it doesn't have a traditional desktop. This does. I think it'd be an easy system to transition from Windows onto. But let me know what you guys think about it. This is Ultramarine Linux. You can easily find it on Google, download, make an installer for it, and put it on probably most any device. It's going to have better hardware support, definitely, than a Chrome OS Flex is. And the interface runs just as smooth as Chrome OS Flex, and Linux actually works on it. So there it is. If you've been watching this channel and Chrome OS doesn't work good on your laptop, this is another good distribution to try. Probably works better than Flex, and it's just based on a solid Linux core. So yeah, as I said, let me know what you guys think. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and until next time, I hope you all have a good day. Bye now.